we go. The microphone is on. Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you all on board. And now the only DrFox2000. Thanks, Linda Schoof. And I forgot to write down who was first, and I'll never guess that it was Sophie, but I'm going to write that down anyway. Anyway, welcome aboard, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you are watching VolcanoX, a live stream. Oh, were you first, Sophie? I think you were first. Did you want to be second instead? We'll let somebody else have the cookies. We'll get you your cookies in a minute. Welcome, everyone. And yeah, it's been a heck of a day. Lots of work. So she says, no. All right, no worries. And thank you, everyone, for the welcomes and the hellos. And we'll get at greeting people in a second or two. And yeah, I better get Sophie her cookies, otherwise she's going to be crying. There you go, Sophie. You got your cookies. The Martian has landed. Hopefully Mars will be okay. Near to, yep, Hermione was very close there. Anyway, good to have everyone here. For those good people who are here, if you haven't hit that like button yet, give it a quick bop. Always helps us out. Also, if you haven't shared the stream out, that kind of stuff, you can do that. Everything helps. The more, the merrier. And let's see, what else we got? Well, I'm going to go take a look at the earthquake map. I know Popocatépetl has been calming down a little bit. I don't know if that is anything big news. Let's see, big earthquakes, anything shaken anywhere? 5.4 in the Solomon Islands. I don't know if that is considered to be big, but that is sizable. I don't see anything else that is really, really nasty. So we'll see what else we've got cooking here shortly. And let's see. I'm going to say welcome to our, squished cookies, but they taste the same. Hey, how'd you squish them, Linda? You're not supposed to squish the cookies. Those are gooey inside, and they'll make a mess. Okay, moderators, welcome to our wonderful Arizona snowman. And our dear Piggy is going to go to Rhodes to get checked out. They are planning to send her to Athens for an operation on her hip. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully everything will fall into place for her. So she has having some issues and difficulties. We may not see her in here for the next few days. So yeah, poor Piggy. And that is unfortunate that she has to go through all this pain and suffering. But anyway, our thoughts go out to her, send her healing vibes, and that will be good for Piggy. And you know, she's a wonderful person, and to see her having to go through all this is kind of heartbreaking. You know, she may have to get basically an emergency hip surgery. We don't know yet exactly what is going to go on, but that is kind of what it might look like. But she's going to the surgeon tomorrow there in Rhodes, and hopefully we'll get some word on what is happening. Anyway, we'll continue on with saying hello to the rest of the moderators. So we got Arizona Snowman Piggy, but there's also C&D Boy, Bob, as well as Gary 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, Lucas Snow, Joseph Fields, Texas, and Mona Lisa smiles. So those moderators will be hanging around. That's all cool. And we will get at saying hello to everyone in the chat. And we'll start out by, you thought Monday? No, I thought she's going to Rhodes tomorrow. And the Monday was when she was supposed to go to Athens. I have no idea what. I'll have to read back in the emails, Hermione. I really don't know. Anyway, welcome to all the good people here. We'll start out with Mars 2028 and Linda Schoof and Hermione and Fluffy, and Henry Nelson is here, and Tom Dice and Pepper and CVAT 69, and let's see, we got, of course, Sophie, who got the cookies, and Sue is here. Welcome back, Sue. Got your emails, should be at the 2 and the report, so hopefully that is all good. I'm scrolling upwards, so I can't see if you responded, at least not yet. And let's see, who else we got? Boomer HIO, welcome back, Boomer. We got CVET already. Sophie, we got Mars 2028, we got Linda, we got. Okay, scrolling upward, looking for other wonderful names. Dan is in the house. Welcome back, Dan. Janice also here. Welcome, Janice. And Brian, Perfectibility 999 is in the house. And let's see, who else we got here? Still scrolling up, looking for more wonderful people. And I'm sure there's going to be some that I've missed. And a lot that have been there. Big Toe was here. Welcome back, Big Toe. I hope the little toes are all okay. And let's see, who else we got? Going up, looking, and we see all kinds of names that I've seen before. Okay, if I didn't call your name out, either it's because the chat was too busy, or we've missed you completely. Wayne, Long something or other, and okay, Wayne, if that is your name, we're going to just kind of take a look at something here for a second. And all right, and CVET, CVET, I hope you're doing well. And Sharon Stewart is also in the house. Welcome, and I see you. All right, so yeah, let's go around the world, see what we can find, and peek at a few volcanoes on the way. And that would be kind of interesting, eh? So let's start out by going to this one. I better get rid of that big banner there. There we go. All right, starting out in Hawaii, Halemaumau crater, and that is our wonderful Kilauea. As you can see, smoke coming from various places. The west lava pond, west vent, the extra little plume there. Still seeing more smoke coming from this area over here on the south side of the crater. And of course we're seeing more smoke developing over here in our wonderful southeast lava pond, and over here as well. Kind of interesting to see that. And a little bit down on the bottom here, these are not very heavy smokers, but it is smoking nonetheless, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. And here's another one there. I'm kind of hypothetically thinking that there could be some new or fresher magma pushing up underneath there. Earthquakes are shallow there too in the past 24 hours. Yeah, Linda, as we mentioned yesterday, we were seeing things that were doing its thing. The Navigator's over there somewhere, Sophie. And we'll take a look at the next shot in a second. Give me a second here. I want to get over there. And, of course, this was from yesterday yet. Let's refresh that. And I didn't mention the date yet. The date, of course, is June 1st of 2023, so we'll let that be in there. Yeah, our navigator is, what's left of him is right over here. He's broken up. He's broken up. Yeah, that's where he is. Central vent there. This is the southeast lava pond, and of course the Pig Island, as they call it. And you know, remember way back when that used to be the floating little island in the middle of the lake all the time, of a lake of lava. Anyway, we do see that smoke here in the southeast, or sorry, the west lava pond, as well as the stuff on the southern side here. So that is interesting to see. Let's go to our next shot. This one, let me refresh that, get a fresh copy. There we go. And that is the B1 camera. That is down on the crater level, if you want to call it that. And looking pretty normal, nothing really out to lunch there. Still a smoke and steam in the places that we've seen before, so I'm not going to harp on that too much. Let's go to the next one. This is our thermal shot, and of course the first thing that sticks out is our hotspot there, and of course doing its thing. So really nothing has changed here as far as what we can see. Not seeing any luminescence over on the south portion here. Wish that the camera was turned just a little bit more to the south, then we could see that other stuff that's just off screen. But really not seeing anything new or weirdish in here. That guy is still doing its thing. So that is kind of where we're at for those for right now. And let's leave Hawaii be. Let's zip over to Iceland, and we'll see if I can find that place first. Iceland, where are you? I don't see Iceland. Hang on. I'm sure Iceland is here somewhere. At least that's what they tell me. Yeah. Where did, oh, there it is. I found it. It doesn't look much different than yesterday. We still have very foggy conditions there in Iceland, and I don't know why. Let me make that picture just a tad bigger. There we go. And of course, that is the city of Reykjavik. Let's go back about, oh, I don't know, 9.5 hours, and take a look and see what it looked like there. And there you go. A little less fog and less rain, but still not the greatest of days. I mean, no sunshine. I like sunshine. Anyway, we'll take a look at the next shot, which is just to the left of this, or the south, if you will. And that, of course, is the regional airport. And there it is. You can see it at the current time, and it is 11:34 there right now, so, or 11:36, depending on how accurate your chronometer is. And let's see if we click on here, looking to see about 9.5 hours ago. There we go. And yeah, pretty normal looking, nothing really strange or weird. We do see Keilir out in the background here, that little pyramid looking thing, Keilir volcano, and that is a better indicator, where at least they had some good visibility today in comparison to yesterday's. Let's go look. Yeah, this wasn't very good either, was it? This is the Reykjanes Peninsula. And yeah, I'm sorry, but it's what we normally call volcano gray, but it's actually cloud. So pretend you see a steam geyser over here geysering, and the power plant off in the distance, and that's about it. And we have no visibility whatsoever. So we'll leave that guy be. We're going to go to the next one. Hopefully we've got some visibility there. I'm not going to keep my, maybe I was going to say I'm not going to keep my fingers and toes crossed too much, but we do, if we go back 10 hours, you can actually see Katla. And that is actually nice, a very clean view of Katla. And definitely a little bit of sunshine on that part of Iceland. Nice to see that. So hopefully they're all good there. And we do see that. And let's see if we go back though. Yeah, they came out of the clouds about half an hour before that. And then they went back into the clouds about 8 hours and 15 minutes ago. This is how it kind of looked like. But we did have that in between, so we could see a little bit, and that is pretty awesome. Anyway, going to put that one back on live. Let's see if the other shot of Katla has got anything visible. I doubt very much. Oh, it does, actually. So that's not bad. We do see Katla there. This is the second angle of it, of course. We'll make that picture a little bit more square. And not bad, considering it is 11:37 at night. We're still seeing light. That is pretty awesome. And the sun has just recently set, or at least that's what we think happened. Anyway, let's leave that be. We're going to go over to our next part of the interesting stuff here, and that is looking at our harmonic tremor charts. And of course we are on Eruption. I'm going to refresh this. It is very fresh, but I'll do it anyway, just to make sure we're completely up to date. As we seen yesterday, our magmatic headed down the slopes, and it continued till just after noonish, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock, and then it started to rise up again. So that is our purple frequency there, or purple color. That is our extremely low frequency. And then we see our green, which is what we refer to as seismic. So think of the purple as magmatic, the green as a seismic, and the blue is as a tectonic. So yeah, the green dipped and did come back up a little bit, and quite a mess when we look at the tectonic, with some smaller quakes in the area. Not sure what the heck is going on there, but hey, at least we are seeing some movement. And movement is always a good indicator of things to come. By the way, Kevin Haynes, since I see your name up there on the chat, thanks for that super chat over in the other channel, or the other stream. I appreciate that. Thank you very kindly, sir. And let's go take a look and Askia real quick. It too headed down the hill with all three, for the most part. Our magmatic frequency very low, and actually it's kind of odd here. We're seeing our seismic dip lower than our tectonic, a little bit odd, and then we had a little bit of a burst here. So I'm wondering what the heck is moving, but we do see our tectonic and blue going back up. Are seeing some smaller quakes in the area as well. We'll see how that fares. Let's take a look at the next one. That'll be Grimsey, the northernmost point there that we take a look at and kind of keep an eye on. And there is the action for Grimsey. We see its magmatic frequency doing, well, it's kind of steady as she goes with some bumps in it, ups and downs. And then the seismic definitely plugging away as well, and a little bit of a rise at the end for the seismic. And a tectonic, we've seen it took a dip, and then somewhere just before noon there were a couple of quakes, and that got up a little bit higher and dropped back down, and then is trying to regain. So all cool. And let's see. We'll go to Grindavik next. Grindavik, just about a spitting image of Eruption. So I'm not going to reiterate that too much. Just again, interesting to see something is moving and going on. And Grindavik, of course, to the southwest of Eruption. And the next one we're looking at is Krusuvik, and that'll be to the northeast. And that'll give us a little bit more of an idea of what is truly happening there. There's a Krusuvik, and it did not have that same slope of, as you could see from yesterday, it didn't carry on like that. We do see a rise though. It dropped a little bit more dramatically and then picked up again. Our seismicity did kind of the same thing. Peaked up a little and dropped and went back up. Now it's heading back down. Don't know what's going on. Tectonic though, kind of holding steady with some quakes in the area. We'll find out what that is. We're going to go over to the earthquake map right away. I'm just going to set this back on Eruption so we have our base point covered. And sometimes people wonder, why do we start out with Eruption? Well, that's where Ragnar resides, and of course our wonderful Siggy Fisher as well. And that is when it all started. So that is our base of operation, if you want to call it that. Besides, I've been there. I know what it looks like. Anyway, that is all cool. Let's go take a look at the earthquakes. And looking at what we've got there, it appears to be about 62 quakes in the last 24 hours. We may not be able to label every one of them, but we'll certainly give it a little bit of a whirl here. Looks like we did have some new fresh activity there on the Reykjanes Peninsula. And of course, for those who aren't familiar with it, there's a Keflavik airport, or sorry, Keflavik. There's that regional airport, and for those who are always wondering, where the heck is the Perlin Center? There's the Perlin Center. So when we see it, we see this area here in that first shot. This is the second shot that we look at from the Perlin Center, just so you kind of have an idea where that is. And then, of course, we go out here. There's Keflavik Airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, Jardvik, and Grindavik down here. And then when we zoom into this area, there you can see that blue lagoon and the power plant and the hotel over there. So all cool. Let's take a look and see what we got for quakes. These ones are a little bit older than the other stuff that we see there, but 59 minutes after midnight, a 1.25. 8.8 kilometers down for that one. And then we have at 4:44 in the morning, a 1.49, 6.3 clicks down. This is from 4:45, 0.54, and that is 4.4 kilometers down. Then a 1.1 kilometers down, and it was at 4:44. Somebody must have had a sale on fours. There we go, 731.54, and that is 5.6 kilometers down. And of course our lighthouse view typically comes from here, and that's usually where the geyser is, and the local steam power plant. There's some of the buildings there, so it gives you a little bit of an idea where that is. And normally when we see it, it's usually good weather there. Well, relatively. Haven't got skunked too many times. Anyway, looking at this, we do see that is the outline for Eruption, and of course that cone on the end here, or a triangle on the lower side, that is our wonderful Ragnar. And these two are representing the Siggy Fisher. Now, looking at Krusevik. Krusevik, of course, is right there, the volcano. It had a bunch in the area as well. At 1347, we had a 0.07, 5.8 kilometers down. And at 1216, we had a 0.57, 3.9 clicks down. Next one is a 0.2, 4 kilometers down from 3:11 a.m. 0.7, 4.7 kilometers down from 1522. Sorry, 1922. My bad. 416, we had a 1, and it was 4.5 kilometers down. Just got another quake in. When that happens, when it disappears, that means it's checking or writing down more quakes. This one from 1528, 0.7, 6.6 kilometers underneath that lake. This one is from 1528, 0.39, 6.5 kilometers down. We'll grab this one, 0.89 there, 5.1 clicks down from 1549. And next one underneath it, a 0.91, 5.3 kilometers down, 1526. And there's a 2.89s. Which one did we have? Oh, maybe the other one. 1529, 5.1 clicks down. The other one is 1549 and 5.1 clicks down. We'll just grab this 2.13 here. It came in at 1547, and that is 6.1 kilometers below the lake. And that is very interesting. Let's carry on and take a look at some of the other quakes that we can see here. 0.04, 4.9 kilometers down, 6:38 is the time on that guy. And this one over here, Hengilt area, from 1102 to 0.24, 6.3 kilometers down. And then on the other side of the road, we have these, a little bit of a swarm, if you want to call it that, 6:12 a.m. And that is a 0.51, 3.4 kilometers down. And next one, 6:21, 0.29, 2.4 clicks down. This is a 0.38, 3.8 kilometers down, 6:10 a.m. And then we had a 1.2, 3.5 kilometers down, 6:10 a.m. And a 0.69, 3.1 kilometers down from 6:09. And from 6:21, a 0.82, 3.1 kilometers down. Next one is 0.69 again, 3.3 clicks down from 6:14 a.m. Gives you a pretty good idea what is going on there. And those are all basically Hengilt area. That is where they measured the road temperatures, and they had those incredibly high temperatures on the thermal camera. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, this one here, also Hengilt area, 0.09, 1.3 kilometers down, and 1:16 a.m. for him. Going up north a little bit, we do see this one, 0.83, 5.5 kilometers down, 1346. Next one, and this is Hekla over here. This one is a 0.68, 6.8 kilometers down from 1426. And this is our Katla area. Nothing over here in Eyjafjallajökull, but I just said that because I like saying it now that I can. 4:31 a.m. we had a 0.39, 1.2 kilometers down. And at 13:05, a 1.84, and that is a surface quake, or 135 meters down, likely ice movement since the temperatures were changing there and doing things. Next one we have is a 0.4, 9.2 clicks down, 2041, and then we have another little stack right in here. Let's split those up a little bit. 1.3, 975 meters down at 28 minutes after midnight. Then we've got a 0.1, 6.3 clicks down, 1537. And this is a 0.74, 11.7 kilometers down from 1242, and 1.003, 11.4 kilometers down, 6:44 a.m. Next one is from 28 minutes after midnight, 1.75 in magnitude, 10.995 kilometers down, just about 11. All right, and we'll get rid of that one, and we'll look for the next ones we got. Well, I don't think we got this one. This is not quite up there at Grimsvatn, and this is Ventna. What is it? Ventna Jokult. Ventna Jokult. Anyway, that is from 1:57 a.m. 1.48 and 6.4 kilometers down for that. That is Grimsvatn there, and this is Bardabunga. The 1.1 at Bardabunga is from 2032, and it's 1.3 kilometers down. Let's take a look at Askja real quick. Askja itself looks like only 2 quakes, 0.6, 5.9 kilometers down from 2131, and the other one just on the outskirts of it, 5:24 a.m., 0.29, and that is really deep at 24.3 kilometers. Wow. Next ones, of course, are over here at what is that called? Herdebreit. There we go. 0.28, 9.7 kilometers down, 2:19 a.m. Next one is another 2:19, 0.92, 7.6 kilometers down. Go figure. 0.47, 7 kilometers down from 1238, and 4.1 in there at 4.8 kilometers down. 14:23 is the time on it. Moving up a little bit more, looking for more quakes. Let's see what we got. Just keeping a track of the time here. This one is a 0.65 and 7.4 kilometers down, 9:16 this morning. And this other one is a 0.56. Yeah, the 6.5 and 5.6. Oh, dyslexia works great. 3.1 kilometers down, 1308, 0.46, 10.9 kilometers down from 531, and this one is a 0.57, 11.1 kilometers down, and that was from 12 minutes after 2 a.m. Next one over here, 1.3, 11.8 kilometers down, and that is from 2146. Let's get this guy over here, 1.8, 1.1 kilometer down from 2316. And now we'll zoom in on these a little bit. 1.06, 10.3 kilometers down, 4:02 a.m. 5:09 a.m. we had a 1.53, 10 kilometers down. Next one is a 1.1, and that came in at 11:38 a.m. and that is a 5.3 kilometers down as well. Then we see the bigger one in the group, that is a 2.09, 5.8 kilometers down, 9:29 this morning. Then a 1.42, 9.3 clicks down, 12:25. And this one is 9 hours ago, 9:29 a.m. and that is a 0.58, 4.6 kilometers down for that one. And 1.05, 11 kilometers down. Thank you for the 5-minute warning. And that came in at 12:28. Sue, you didn't need to retract it. Everybody does it. It's all good. 1.3, 12 kilometers down, 23:16. all good. And then we got one last quake there, a 0.96 and 279 meters down. That's very shallow. And that came in at 3:58 a.m. And I don't believe, oh, there is one more. I think we got him already, didn't we? 1.8, 1.1 clicks down from 2316. And that is it for our wonderful quakes in Iceland. I'm just keeping fingers crossed that we can see something else pop up there in the future. Let's quickly go over to the Azores. I'm going to dispense with looking at the other shots. I will, though, however, refresh this and see what we have on our Azores map. And we only see one quake, and that happened. We don't see anything over on St. George. But this is out in the water. This is Fayal Island and Pico Island. And this one, 12 hours ago, I came in at 12:12 GMT or UTC, and that is at 2.3 in magnitude at 12 kilometers down. So that's actually quite deep as well. Anyway, that is it for that area. Nothing happening in the Azores other than that one little quake. For those who aren't inclined here, that is the mid-Atlantic ridge coming through here. East Azores fault going this way. And of course you see Portugal and Spain and France and England and Ireland. And if we look up here, we can see our wonderful Iceland, and there is Greenland, Newfoundland, and we've got Nova Scotia and PEI and New Brunswick and all that stuff over there. And of course our wonderful Sue Hayes waving at us from Cole Harbor over there. Pretty awesome. Do you think the Iceland hotspot helped Greenland separate from Norway? How the Reunion Island hotspot played a big role in separating it from Madagascar. That is actually, it's kind of hard to say. I wasn't around back then, so whatever I throw out would be hypothetical. And I don't know, like if we look at this map, I'm going to zoom that out just a tad. And when we take a look at everything here, you know, you're thinking that we've had some, well, we know this separated in here. I really don't know what happened with it, and I don't know. You know, looking at Norway being over here, like I said, I wasn't here way back when, so you got to remember the landmass. There used to be the water used to be less way back when, but of course it goes through cycles. So at one point in time, you could walk from Holland over to England, over through a Doggerland, which is in this area, which was not below sea level. So not sure how Iceland actually got formed. It is sitting on a hot spot though, and I would think, you know, if it's there, everything here is moving away from each other. So we've got Greenland and Norway, Greenland and Norway basically moving apart further and further as the new material builds out from the mid-Atlantic ridge, and you kind of got to wonder what's going to happen in the future. Unfortunately, we won't be here. Ask Irish Monk is what Tom Dice suggested, and I think he would probably have a smart response for that. I mean, he was around. He's got a few miles on him. I hope he's doing well, by the way. And anyway, it's a break time, you guys, and typically we give our bacon seeds at the end of the first hour, but since I started here, I'm gonna do it right after we come back from the break, and we'll carry on with our volcanic activities after that. Yeah, bacon seeds coming up, and our mystery volcano, and then we'll go from there. So keep smiling. I'll throw you back onto some lava, just so we have something on the screen that's bubbling. And I better turn on archived footage so I don't have people asking questions like Wonky Donkey. You know, he comes in and steals cookies and doesn't even put carrots in their place. And then he steals submarines and smacks them up, steals people's tires. What a guy. Oh, hi, welcome. Welcome, Wonky Donkey. Good to see you. Anyway, it's all fun. Okay, you guys, hit that like button if you haven't done that yet. Also, hit the subscribe button if you're sitting out in the Lurkers Lounge peeking on in. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I will be back in the 5 or 6 or 7 minutes. Don't go away, more to come. Thank you. And there we go. The microphone is back on. And yeah, good night to Tom and Pepper. And thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and Mars 2028. And that is it for now, but that's okay. Sophie saying, yay, Doc is on again. Of course. Thanks, Grenzed, and good to see you. Welcome. Henry Nelson also saying, welcome back. And that is awesome. Hey, Henry, did you see Hermion's photos? I think I showed him again this morning there, and I was hoping that you'd be around because I think you were wanting to see him. Anyway, Sharon Stewart saying, I hear you, DrFox2000. I gotta be careful with my voice. No, I missed those. Okay, well, we'll, if after the show, if you're still awake, maybe we can show them again. I do have them loaded up, so it's not a big deal. Just a click of a button. And let's see, welcome back, Wonky Donkey. Wonky Donkey, I have a question for you. How much do all those bricks that you haul around, how much do they weigh? I know you're a donkey and you can pack quite a bit there, but how much do the blocks weigh versus the tires that you're stealing? I mean, borrowing. I just have to ask. Anyway, the secret volcano is released. No, we're not doing the secret volcano yet. We're going to go over and have a look at the bacon seeds. We do have a secret volcano today that is hopefully going to be tougher and make you guys think a little bit, and we'll see. Anyway, that is our last little basket case from yesterday, and our lovely Piggy, of course, sent us more, and she is very good at that. You know, even with her troubling pains and things, she continues to send wonderful bacon seeds, and that is all awesome. Here's the first one for today. I think we may have seen this choir before, but that is all right. I don't mind looking at these guys. They are pretty good looking for pigs. And that is awesome. Let's take a look at the next shot, and that'll be this little guy. And I think he needs a hogwash, or she, definitely out and about, doing a little bit of gardening, perhaps? I have no idea. Let's carry on, and yeah, hogwash for this little fella. Definitely a little one. And moving on. Oh, there's what Piggy does best. She's confined to sleeping, and she's cuddling her teddy bear. You gotta love it. Next, a bacon seed coming on here is... Oh, yeah, that was a nice hat there, Henry. I like that. Another little shot of a piglet sleeping. You know, they look so cute when they're asleep. Power nap. Yeah, I think this one is having a nice time. I kind of feel tired, too, and is that a bed big enough? I'll just lay down right beside a little piggy and take a power nap. Next one, oh, another little baby and a big smile on his face. Gotta love it when they're smiling like that. Yeah, happy dreams. You know, any animal that is treated well, they usually do have some pretty happy dreams. And I can see that with, you know, these wonderful little guys being coddled and treated well. That's always nice. Thor, welcome, and glad to have you on board. Here's our next bacon seeds. These ones got racing stripes and straight tails. And that is pretty neat looking. Almost hard to see them. the camouflage is fitting for their area. So pretty awesome. And we'll get to the next ones. These two guys, oh, look at that. They're red-chested. I think somebody needs a hogwash, though. Their snouts are definitely looking like they've been rooting around in something. And you never know. But interesting to see the red on the chests. I've never seen that on a pig like that. Nice looking though. They look happy and content where they're at. Identical twins, perhaps. I don't know. Pretty close. I'd have to see them just a little bit more, but they're pretty close. Size-wise and everything, yeah. And this is our next ones, and of course Piggy has a name for these ones. I can't remember it. They have got some unique fur, so pretty awesome to see that. And let's see, and they're certainly not starving either. They are looking pretty healthy. Next one is these guys, and again we've got some lookers there. They're looking at the camera going, hey, can we eat that? And that is pretty cool. And the second last one, oh, these guys are out and about. They got their woolies on, and of course they're out in the snow, so definitely keeping warm. Have a great stream tonight, everyone. Grandma B, thanks for popping in. I'm trying to help her find the best funeral options. Oh, I missed what happened there. Saying hi to all, and at this time my friend's bro-in-law entered hospice yesterday, so I'm trying to help her and her sister. Okay, Grandma B, and that's very kind of you to help them out and work on that. It's always difficult when we know the hospice is kind of the last recruit or last option for many, and it is unfortunate, and hopefully everything will be okay there. So thank you for helping them. And let's get to our last bacon seed for today, and that is curly-haired pigs. Yep, they got their winter coats on. Let's go and look. See, very, very curly-haired pigs. They're designed for a little bit more winter. They're wearing fur coats, all dressed up. And that is our last one for today. And I don't think you want to put these in the hogwash because they'll freeze. Look like a sheep. They almost do. Seriously, Sue, they almost do. Propa pigs. Okay. Propa pigs? I have no idea what those actually are, but that is interesting to be able to see them like that. And I didn't realize that they grow winter fur that heavy. It's neat, unique, if you want to call it that. Anyway, let's leave that be. We'll go back over to the other screen, and we'll stop our canned lava in a second. And there we go. And we'll go take a look at our secret volcano of today. And I know this one is going to be a little bit more of a stumper. And let's get rid of the archived footage on the bottom. I don't want to confuse you. And there is our secret volcano. And I'm not going to give any hints for a little while. No, it is not Semeru, and no, it is not Fuego. And Sue, why are you looking at Sue? It is not Mayon. Sorry. I knew that was going to come in there. I figured there would be a few people saying it's Mayon, but it is not. And that is why I used it. No, it's not Popocatépetl, sorry. Kamchatka can of... No, it's not that one, whatever that is. It's not Barren Island volcano. It's not Kamchatskan volcano either. Okay, so that's okay. Such a perfect shape and like a Mayon. Actually, it is. Sue, honestly, when I seen it at first, I thought, hey, that's a nice shot of Mayon. And then I read through the literature that was with it, and I was kind of going, huh? Really? Wow. Grandzad's got no idea. Mars 2028 says Krakatoa. No, sorry. And is not Sakurajima in Japan. Sorry, Kevin. And, all right. Are we winning yet? It's not Mount Etna. No, definitely not. Etna is, wow, Etna's got a whole bunch more hills to it. Yeah, Connie Tyree, welcome. And no, it's not Stromboli either. Sorry. And yeah, I know this is a tough one. I think I may have you stumped today. And I'm very, very happy about that. Mars says Mount St. Augustine. No, I'm sorry, it's not that. It's not Reventador either, Sue. Sorry. And I know, no, it's not Merapi there, Andy, and welcome. And I'm surprised when Sue is stumped. I think I'm usually on to a good one. No, not Merapi, Mars 2028. Definitely not. It's not Marapi either. Not Merapi or Marapi. Neither one of them. And let's see who. Yeah, pretty tough guessing. I know this is really a hard one. No, it's not Villarrica. It's not Tungunahua either. And it is not Kilimanjaro. No, Henry. And Force Sailor says Mount Erebus. No, it is not. And it is not Semeru. It's Young. No, it's not Young. Oh. No, the Young volcano is in a different location. Oh, too much fun. It's not Nairagongo? No, sorry, Sue. One of those unpronounceable Russian names. Well, it's not Pavlov, and you got to be more accurate with that. It's not Cotopaxi, and I'm chuckling here because no, I'm not going to tell you why I'm chuckling, but it's kind of funny. No, not Popocatépetl. Sorry, Sue just got it. Klyushevskoy. There you go, Sue. And Sue has got it. It is a Klyushevskoy, and that is a wonderful volcano. And Andy, when Andy said it's one of those unpronounceable Russian volcanoes, yeah. But you know, on the Kamchatka Peninsula, there's only like 22 of them, so you have to be a little bit accurate. But congratulations, Sue. I'm happy that you didn't get too stumped, but it was a difficult one. So Sue gets the stack of cookies. That's all good. Yeah, Andy gave me the hint. Yeah, Andy, way to go! You blew it. uh, you better give him one of those cookies there. Kamchatka Peninsula has 180 volcanoes. Yeah, it's a ridiculous number. That whole place is a volcano. As far as I'm concerned, it's all lava rock. Mind you, some of them been around for a long time, and that is pretty cool and pretty awesome. Anyway, let's leave our secret volcano, which is no longer a secret one. Extra for Sue. Yeah, she was pretty smart, and there you go. I'm surprised that it took a little while, but I'm glad somebody did get it, so that is important. Anyway, let's go over to our next ones. We are headed to Mexico, about 70 kilometers south of Mexico City, and that is Popocatépetl that we are seeing on the screen. It was in and out of puffy states of mind. I don't know some of the... I was trying to go back earlier and see if there was any good eruptions of any kind, but the cloud was not helping us. And at times it was very cloudy, other times it was nice, like what you see here. And obviously it's hard to tell what the volcano is doing when it has that sitting on top of it. And just like here, it's like a double whammy, almost like 3 layers of a cake sitting on top. And that is coming out of the volcano, though. There's a lot of off-gassing. And oh, wow, we've got a commercial. Way to go. And there, all right, I fixed that. Let's go back a little bit more and see what else we've got here. If we can see any clarity in the flow of off-gassing there. Well, we do see a little bit about 6.5 hours ago. You can see it's all actually heading off to the other side, so we're not seeing most of it, but it is doing what it should be. Earlier, a little quieter, but again, you can see it's moving away. I personally think Popocatépetl has kind of done its deed and is going to go back and rest for a little while. And I think that's what's going to happen. It's been going and trying to do its thing, but I honestly, I think it's going to just rest a whole bunch now. And we'll probably see 1 or 2 more little eruptions, but nothing major coming from it. This is at 8:40 in the morning. We do see some snow on top there. And again, this is being blown the other direction, so very difficult to see. And we get back into what we call golden times, I think. We'll see if how far we can go here. This is 6:30 in the morning. I wasn't doing a heck of a lot. Let's put that one back on live. We're going to look at one of the other ones. This is, of course, a different angle. This is kind of a sunset angle, if you will. And I'm more inclined to take a look at earlier in the morning. This is the side that had all the smoke on it, so we weren't able to see as much. Let's see, where's the off-gassing? There is some of it right around here. And yeah, you know, with the wind blowing, you do see what's going on there. There is quite a bit of off-gassing. It's just being pushed to the side rather than allowed to go upward. So, you know, we are still seeing some reasonable activity from the volcano. But we'll see what happens in the near future. Thanks, Sue, for letting me know. It's just about break time. This one, of course, was from earlier. This is a Fuego. and the stream kind of they reset it, but I just wanted to go there and see if we can. Oh, we can't see that one. All right, I'm going to get rid of that one. We'll go to the next one. They did restart, so unfortunately it wasn't very visible, and I'll leave just a quick peek here, and then I'll leave it be. It was a volcano gray all the way through after about this time, 10:18 a.m. And if we put it back on live for right now, that's what it looks like. So we're not seeing a darn thing there. Let's leave that guy be. It is a time for a break, you guys. So I am going to take that off of there, and we'll get our canned lava going again. There we go, and we'll get the archived footage thing on. Okay, I'm going to go take a break, and I do have to save my voice. I can hear it already if I start really enunciating hard or trying to speak a little louder or something. I find that it's starting to crack already, so I gotta be real easy on the voice today. Anyway, don't go away. Hit the like button if you haven't done that as of yet. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. That'd be awesome. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in a rainy Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I will be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Don't go away. Thanks. More to come. And there we go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching a VolcanoX live stream. And we'll keep going with our wonderful show. Thank you for the welcome backs there. Chivalrous sounds like a very cold lunch date. A wonky donkey, you might be right. And then you gotta watch out, she'll blow her top if you say something wrong. And thanks, Kevin and Sue, and I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000. All good. And thanks, Mars 2028. And let's stop our canned lava. We'll park that for now. Let's go back over and take a look and see. Next, we tried to look at Fuego. It was in the clouds. Next one down is Fuego being in Guatemala. We go down south a little further, and we see Messiah Volcano from 6:40 this morning. And we'll do a refresh on that and see what it looks like at present. But a lot of smoke in that caldera, and I wonder if it's up to something. And let's take a look and see. Well, we can see the arc of lava, and that is pretty awesome. I'm not able to see anything else in this shot, and of course 1930 is the current time. There is when this shot was taken. That is in Nicaragua. Let's leave that place. Now, I did get some shots from Chile, and the Chilean ones were not bad, so we'll look at them. And then we've got a report on Cotopaxi. A quick peek here, and again, this is from early morning, and we can see what's going on there in Chile. Not seeing very much from Lascar as far as output, and you can see it there. Nice sunrise hitting the top of that volcano, so pretty cool to see that. And we are definitely not seeing any output, but that still looks nice. And next one, of course, is this Laguna del Mole, and very snow-covered area. Lots of snow, and looks cold. You know, that almost reminds me of a scene you'd see in Antarctica. But yeah, let's not go there. There is some open water there, though. That you won't see in the Antarctic continent. But you do see some open water right there. Pretty cool. Let's leave that one be, and we'll go to our next one. And that, of course, is Villarrica. And as you can see this morning, Villarrica did have a glow to it, and definitely outputting some material. So nice to see a little bit busier there. Actually, nice to be able to see it, never mind busier. So I'm happy to see that, and hopefully it was good there. We'll see what happens in the future. All right, so let's actually do a quick refresh on these, see if there is anything at current that has changed. They're in the dark already, so likely I'm not going to see a heck of a lot. And let's see what happens. They're loading. And yep, we don't see anything coming from Lascar. You can see the stars moving. We do see a little bit there, though. Just a little kind of a puff of smoke. I'm not sure if that is actually active or not, but that is interesting. And of course, Laguna del Mole not showing anything, and Villarrica is not appearing, so something is kaput there. But let's take a look at the report from Cotopaxi. And Cotopaxi, a volcano in Ecuador, ongoing near constant moderate eruptions. And we'll click on that photo so you can see that. And as you can see here, the height I'm not sure exactly how far up that is, but dense ash emissions from Cotopaxi on May 30th is when they were looking at that. And that is pretty cool. Looks like, well, if that's 500 meters, we'll have to take that about 300 and 340, 350 maybe. That's still quite a bit. But you look at the size of that plume, you know it's definitely doing something. And there is a lot of material coming out of there. Yep, Lascar has wisps every so often. Yep, and Cotopaxi has big output every so often, and that is what we're seeing. So that is pretty cool. Let's see, did they have other pictures? Oh, well, they didn't have other pictures there, but this particular one is Erta Ale, and that is in Ethiopia. That is the photographer Tom Pfeiffer for that shot. That is a pretty decent shot of that caldera with the lava. I love it. Very deep though. You don't. That's another one you don't want to fall into. That would be difficult to get out of there. And they're camping somewhere. Oh, that's a what is it? Naira Gongo. There we go. I got it out. Sometimes it doesn't want to come out very well. But that is the area that they're in, camping, having a look at it. And that is the glow up here. Pretty awesome. And Santorini is where they're at here. They're inside the crater, and again, that's Tom Pfeiffer taking the photos. I wouldn't want to be down there. What if that thing decided to blow? And you're sitting on ground zero. Not a good place to be. Anyway, let's have a quick peek at the report here. It says the explosive eruption at the volcano continues at moderate levels. It is characterized by near constant volcanic type explosions, releasing mostly dense gray ash columns to an estimated 21,000 feet or 6,400 meters altitude, and drifted to the west and southwest. The seismic instruments continue to register long period earthquakes and tremors associated with gas, water vapor, and ash emissions. And it says the amounts system registered a flux of sulfur dioxide emissions to be measured at 392 tons on May 29th. So, yeah, 392 tons. Divide that by 24 hours gives you what it's putting out. But that's a fair chunk of SO2. You wouldn't want to be there breathing that stuff. Anyway, that is it for our wonderful Cotopaxi. Let's carry on. We'll go to our next one, and let's see if Merapi will make us happy. And let me just get onto the right screen. Merapi, where'd you go? There you are. Right now, obviously, I'm not seeing a heck of a lot from Merapi. We go back, let's see, 2.5 hours rough, on the rough side. And, yep, more cloud. And I'm just trying to see if we do find a spot here. We did see some lava, and there it is. Flowing down the hill. Let's take a bigger look at that, and that is 4:08 a.m. So pretty nice to see the bacon. And Kevin Haynes saying good night all. Good night, Kevin. You take care and be good, sleep well, and enjoy the rest of your evening. And Hope your day is good tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Yay, TGIF. And that is all good. And let's see what else we got. Well, we see a little bit more of that lava coming down the hill. Let's wait for that to kind of finish off here as we're watching the bacon flow. As the bacon flows. That's going to be a new soap opera. As the bacon flows. I think that'd be a good title, right? Let's see if I can find a couple more spots like that. I know there was some in there, but they weren't long-lived. No, a short one. And let's see. Oh yeah, this one might be all right. And we'll see if we can get it to the right spot. This 3:21 a.m. There you go. You can see it lighting up, throwing out a bunch of that lovely lava and heading in multiple directions. And remember what I was saying before about the canyons that used to be there that are that allowed the lava to flow down inside that canyon is no longer. It's filled up with all that effusive lava, so we're seeing it spread out in a kind of a D shape or a fanning out, if you will. And that is pretty awesome. And a little bit of bacon there for you good people. I like it when the volcano behaves and does it right. And that's not bad. A little bit of bacon. Everybody is happy with bacon, right? You're definitely getting your duly quoted amount today, I guess, from what we see. Extra bacon, you bet. And that was a pretty nice little eruption. While that's doing its thing, I'm going to see if we can find another couple spots. We had another one a little earlier as well. That would be right around here. You can see it coming out actually from two different holes or two different vents up there, which is kind of neat. We got two vents going rather than just one. But the fact that they both put out lava at the same time, they may be combined vents a little bit down the pipe, if you will, down lower. Let's see, did we have anything else prior to that? Some smaller ones, but not anything really huge or large. And then I think it was in the clouds for the most part prior to this. So, yeah, I'm just looking and checking back. And, yeah, there wasn't really all that much. Oh, we did find one here I want to take a look at. This was a whole bunch of hours ago, 21:54, and we'll see if that one will produce a little bit of output. We'll see if we can get to the right spot. There we go. And you can see the glow, and all of a sudden it had a little bit of a pour. So nice to see that. Definitely worthy, and we'll have a look at that while I get other things kind of set up here. Uh-oh, that ain't gonna work. I was hoping to show you our wonderful Sicilian one, but not gonna happen. Well, at least not for Stromboli. So Stromboli will not be part of the next little adventure. Why did that quit? That shouldn't have quit. Oh, maybe it's because I was not on it. Anyway, that is flowing down the hill pretty nice. And again, you see how much it's spread out at the bottom there. That is because it's full. More lava bombs though. They look like they're kind of turned into balls of rolling material. They did switch it there for a second. Oh, they went the full screen on it. Yeah, let's see, right there. And then they put it back after it did this little extra blip. That is their doing, not mine. Okay. Anyway, we'll leave it be, and that's all cool. So Merapi did do fairly well during the night. We'll have a look at the next one, and this one, of course, is Mount Ruapehu in New Zealand. Let's see if we can see it. Earlier in the day, lots of cloud there again, and we know it has been doing a lot of that as of late because of the weather systems passing through. Wow, is that ever hard to look at? Out of focus. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see it today. This is the earlier shot. Yep, very out of focus. And when we move ahead in time, you can see better focus, but still out to lunch. So we're not going to see a Ruapehu today. Look at those dark clouds. That must have been, that's moving pretty quick, those clouds. That is pretty awesome to see. I wouldn't want to be there. Storm's going through. Anyway, let's put that one back on live. We'll make it smaller. We'll go to our next shot, and I have to refresh that. And we'll take a look at the not so eruptive Taupo, and you can see the activity in the last 24 hours or so right in here, and really hasn't done a heck of a lot. So a couple of little spikes and then a drop and built up again. Could be some local quakes, could be some magmatic movement. Who knows what's driving that? Let's take a look at the other one. And this, of course, is Rangatuka. Rangatukua. I am not sure if I butchered that name well enough, but I probably did. Thank you, Sue, for that 5-minute warning, by the way, 2 minutes ago. That's all good. Anyway, that's what we've got there. Let's take a look at, we're going to make that smaller. Take a look at the webcam, see if it's actually working, and we'll have to make it bigger. And I'm going to try to recapture that screen because that bugs me that we can only see a part of it. And we'll see, it's a full shot screen here, so we'll see if we can do the whole darn thing. And that way you guys can see a little bit more of it. And there we go. Since they changed that, there, now you can see. So all the way over that whole area there, the lake is the caldera for Taupo, of course. And its center is just beyond that light out there, way beyond that spit. That goes that little bit of land there off in the distance. And normally we would see Ruapehu in the back if it was clear. It's somewhere around there, but it's too much cloud to be able to see. So anyway, this shot, of course, brought to you courtesy of a Suncourt Hotel and Conference Center, which I've mentioned a few times. And tomorrow we'll be seeing flea markets right in there. So that's why I wanted to do that. By the way, if we do click that zoom in button, now we can zoom around a little bit and see a little more. So pretty awesome to be able to see that. And you can see some of the stuff in the background. And weather, lots of weather for them. All right, let's make that smaller. And that is how big it is on the screen when we do that. Let's go back over to this guy, switch that back, and it is just about break time. I'm going to put it back on the canned lava, and after the break we will carry on. Unfortunately, Semaru camera is not active, and we will see. We do have a report on Luotaluk, and we'll show that, and then we'll carry on from that point. So hopefully the show won't last too long. I'm really tired today, so if I can get some Z's in right after the show, that'd be a nice, even a half an hour nap usually helps, and go have something to eat. Anyway, don't go away. More show to come, and I'm your host, DrFox2000. Wonky Donkey, and Wonky Donkey has got his fresh hay in his donkey sty, and he's going for it. Good night, Trev. Sleep well. Here comes some music, you guys. Hit the like button if you haven't done that yet, and if you haven't yet subscribe to the channel, consider subscribing. I will be back in 5 or 6 or 7 minutes. Don't go away. Thanks. And the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching a VolcanoX live stream. And thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and Mars 2028, who had a rough flight coming back. And I'm not very fond of United Airlines. I flew on them once and never again. And I will refrain from making further comments. And thank you, Cananascus country. And I know if I speak up, my throat is not doing so well. So anyway, let's see, where the heck were we at? We had a look at our Mexican stuff. Oh, we wanted to go to the Luoltolak report. Let's have a look there and see what we've got going on. I gotta get to the right spot. There we go. So Luoltolak volcano, Lesser Sunda Islands, Indonesia. Eruption continues with lava flow. Clicking on that photo. This is from June 1st, today at 9:32 a.m. And obviously you can see the output right there. You do see a smoke plume of gases and so on, but definitely some heavy tephra within that output there. Definitely worthy of having a look at it. A Strombolian eruption from Luoltolak volcano this morning, accompanied by degassing. And the image from PVMBG. So that is awesome, and glad that they showed that. Let's take a look at some other stuff. I'm not sure which eruptions from the northwest and central vents in the Blue Twilight by Tom Pfeiffer. Not sure what volcano that is though, but that is a nice picture. I like it. And this one is a small lightning at the base of the ash plume was caught in daylight. Photo Tom Pfeiffer once again. Not saying which volcano that was though, but you can definitely see the little plume of lightning, or the little arc here, and definitely a whole bunch of nasty ejecta. That almost looks like fuego from the other side, not from the normal side we see it from, but from the western side. So a pretty cool shot. I had to make a 45-minute connection with a flight to Washington. I made it by 1 minute. Wow. This is a Santiaguito volcano, and that is a nice shot. I like it, and we'll keep going here back to the original one for Luoltolak, and that is what we've got. So let's see what it says. The effusive explosive eruption at the volcano continues. And it says near a frequent Strombolian and intermittent large volcanian type explosions continue to take place from the summit event. The PVMBG surveillance camera observed an explosion at 9:30 local time this morning. The gray ash plume rose 600 meters above the summit and drifted to the west-northwest. From the latest satellite image incurred on May 18th, the lava continues to keep the flow active on the eastern flank. There we go. The Volcano Observatory reported seismic signals with a maximum amplitude of 36.2 millimeters and the duration of 56 seconds. So interesting. And it says a warning bulletin states that the ballistic impact of volcanic bombs and pyroclastic flows and lahars could affect an area of about 2 kilometers distance from the main crater. So that is what we've got there. Luotaluk doing its thing. And that is pretty cool. Oh, wow. The plane to Washington spent more time circling Reagan Airport than it took to fly from New York. Oh, our ground control to Major Tom. There's something on the runway. Well, we're glad you made it back, though, Mars 2028. That is the important part, I think. Let's get over to Japan, and we'll see what we've got there. I see an ice cream boat. That is a good thing. Ice cream boats are always a good thing. Just going to find it. There we go. And make it bigger. And, yeah, you can go down, get your ice cream. You can see the antenna right there. That's pretty awesome. By the way, while we're on this screen, I'd like to introduce you to Sakurajima. It's a volcano there in Japan, not very far away from Kagoshima. I got super lucky at making that connection. Awesome. Anyway, let's leave that one there while everybody runs and gets ice cream. And we'll take a look at the other shots. And this, of course, is what they call the close-up view of Sakurajima, and actually it looks pretty decent right now with the output. I'm just kind of wondering what it was like a little earlier, and we did see some blue skies there, so a lot of gas coming from the volcano itself. A little earlier, it looked like it might have had a little bit of rain happening. We do see our birds flying around at 9 a.m. That is pretty awesome. And yeah, they did have rain earlier, so this is the soup that we would have been looking through. And this is not the soup that we want. Anyway, let's put that back on live. We'll make that one smaller. Quick peek at the close-up crater cam. And that's not bad right now. You can definitely see the top of the volcano, the edges, and it looks pretty nice, but we're really not able to discern what's really coming out, so with the other cloud around it and so on, but a nice shot nonetheless. We'll leave that guy be, and we'll go to our next volcano, and I was hoping that we'd have some kind of an image, but we know they've had some pretty bad weather in the Japanese areas there, and especially where this is located. We have a typhoon, and it was, I think, upgraded to a typhoon, and that's Mawar. And that took off and is sitting in that area now. So not surprised to be able to see that, or not see it, I should say. Let's go to the next screen, and this is, oh, hang on, the last one I didn't even open up. This one is ASO. ASO is in there, and we'll back up a little bit. We can see it off-gassing right around here. It should help. And there you can see it. And ASO, of course, is a huge volcano, a massive crater. This is the active vent within that caldera, and it's got its own little caldera, of course, acting like a pool. And when the raindrops, like right now, are coming down, it fills up that pool to a certain level, and of course the heating at the bottom of that pond is quite intense, and we get off-gassing happening, so SO2 as well as steam coming out of there, and that is what was happening there a while ago, and that's actually about 25 minutes ago roughly. Prior to that, it was a hit and miss with being able to see it. And we go here, you can see this one is a little earlier, but that's an hour and 43 minutes ago. You can see actually two large steam vents coming out of it at that point in time. So we know it's got a hot base to it, and it is putting out stuff. Going back to almost the 3-hour mark, you can see lots of raindrops on the screen here. So that's what it was like. And prior, we found a spot where it was actually clear and eerie. Look at this low level of fog in here, and the volcano, of course, the vent putting out a lot of gases. And that is kind of neat to see. And of course, if we go back a little bit more, you can see how the cloud layer was sitting in there. That whole area is, of course, volcanic in nature, but the hot spot right now is still within that one vent. Let's put that one back to live. I know the other one is not going to be any good, so we'll just kind of leave it be. I think it's raining there. Not trying to be funny, but it definitely is pouring. So that's what we're seeing. Raindrops hitting the area. So Asama is not visible whatsoever today. So we will make that shot smaller and go back through these. That is on live right now for ASO. We'll make that smaller. And the other ones are small as well. And the ice cream boat is still there. Did everybody get their ice cream? I hope they did. I'm going to have a drink of Pepsi. Hang on. Okay. United Airlines is the airline that forced the one lady to put her poodle into the overhead baggage compartment, and the dog didn't make it. It's an airline that I would never fly again. Although my flight was not that one, obviously, but there was a huge lawsuit a bunch of years ago. So United, I don't recommend them to people. Okay, especially when you're taking pets and they force you to put your pet in the overhead compartment. That should have been, somebody else should have stood up and said, "Oh, this is absolutely wrong. You guys got to stop that." That should have been deemed as against the law, but actually it was. United got sued big time. Anyway, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not want to stay out of the political arena. Anyway, that's what we've got going on there. So you can get your ice cream if you like, and we will make that one smaller. We'll go over to our earthquakes, and we'll actually hang on. Maybe I'll see if we can put it on a Yellowstone for now. I do want to do the volcano report, so let's see, where is Yellowstone? Let's see if we can line that up a little bit better. There we go. All right, I'm going to do the volcano report, and of course this is a Yellowstone National Park for anyone who needs to know, and they're just shooting in a general direction right now. But we'll give you the volcano report, so let's give that on the screen. There we go. Not that much activity today, so this should be fairly quick. So late Wednesday's volcanic activity, they only had 2 on the list. Popocatépetl in central Mexico. Volcanic ash continue to 20,000 feet. or 6,100 meters, reported at 2000 or 8 p.m. their time. And then Ibu at Halmahera Island, Indonesia, volcanic ash emissions observed to 7,000 feet or 2,100 meters, reported at 2,300 last night. Today's volcanoes, there's 7 of them, and it says Semeru, East Java, volcanic ash observed to 15,000 feet or 4,600 meters, reported at 45 minutes after midnight. And I was hoping that we would be able to see it, but unfortunately their cameras are down. Sabancaya in Peru actually had 3 reports. The first 2 are the same height or altitude. Continuous ash emissions to 21,000 feet or 6,400 meters are reported at 1:15 a.m. and then again at 7:15 a.m. And then it says continuous ash emissions to 25,000 feet or 7,600 meters reported at 16:30. Lualtalak in Lesser Sunda Islands, Indonesia, volcanic ash observed to 7,000 feet or 2,100 meters reported at 2:45 a.m. And we just went through that report as well with it. That's all cool. Villarrica in central Chile, volcanic ash emissions reported at 4:15 a.m. And we did see that Villarrica was definitely glowing, so we know that is a fact. Cotopaxi in Ecuador, we already went through the report there from 5:38. And then we've got Santiaguito in Guatemala, volcanic ash emissions observed to 15,000 feet or 4,600 meters, reported at 14:45. And our wonderful Popocatépetl finishes off the list with discrete volcanic ash emissions to 19,000 feet or 5,800 meters, reported at 16:15. And thank you very kindly, Sue, for sending that wonderful volcano report in. That is always awesome and helps out a whole bunch. And yeah, that is kind of it for this place. And we will go pop this over to our wonderful earthquakes now. I got to get on the right page. Earthquake page. That is there. And let's move that to here. DJ Puff the Third. Welcome, DJ. Glad to have you on board. And let's see, Cananaska's country in here. Yep. 5-minute warning. Yep. Actually, a 4-minute warning. Anyway, we'll start up here real quick. Nothing at the Kamchatka area. We do see one quake here, 4.5, Adak, Alaska area. And that is out in the water. And of course, Tanaga Island over here. So a little ways away. I'm not sure if it would affect it or not, but that is what we've seen there. And that happened at 5:47 a.m., 52 kilometers down for that guy. Moving on over, we see very little in the other places, like Aniakchak here is nothing. Trident volcano is got one quake over here. That's nothing. We do see one on Katmai, but again, very small, 0.6, not even worthy of clicking on. The other ones over here in the other mountains are a 1.8 and a minus 0.5, and the latest one was a 0.1. So a very, very small quakes indeed. Let's zoom down here a little bit. I do see this one here, a 4.0, and that is Revia. Is it I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Island. Anyway, 10 a.m. is the time, and 10 kilometers down, and that is right on the fault line here for the plate. So that is our Cocos plate pushing in there, and just a little bit of action there. We do see this one here in Guatemala, 4.6 from 4:02 a.m. and that is 209 kilometers down. Not seeing anything else in Chile or any of those areas. Nothing out here at the South Sandwich Islands, and not seeing anything new there for New Zealand. All quiet there. And looking at our Fiji and Tonga area and Loyalty Island area, quiet. So that is all good. We don't see one until we get over here, and that is in the Solomon Islands. 5.4, 16:52 was the time on it. 76.5 kilometers down. Then we see a whole little stack over here, and this is kind of interesting. I don't know if that's just really recent. Yeah, well, 4.9. Papua New Guinea area, and that's 2:49 a.m. 10 clicks down. The other one's another 4.9 from yesterday at 21:51, 10 clicks down. 4.8 from 5:01 a.m. 39.4 kilometers down. Another 4.9, 4 a.m. 38.7 kilometers down, and another one here, 4.6. 9:27 a.m. 10 clicks down, and another 4.6, and that is from 2:40 a.m. My bad, and that is 10 kilometers down as well. And I do see a couple over here. This would be I was going to call it a Timor-Leste, but close, I guess. Banda Sea area, 4.4, 1733 for that guy, 188 clicks down. Next one was Banda Sea, go figure. 1:42 a.m. 176.1 kilometers down for that, 4.4. We do have one out here, 4.3, east of southwest of Sumatra, and that's from 1747, 52.7 kilometers down for him. And a 4.5 out there in Sarangani, Philippines, and that is pretty cool. Actually, I spoke with a fellow today. He said he was over here on this island, and he said he's glad he's not on a volcanic island, and that's where he come from. Pretty cool. 4.5 there for that guy from 1538, 136 kilometers down. Going back up, we don't see anything else in the Kamchatka area, and looking at here, we only have one in China, 4.3, 10 a.m., 10 kilometers down. Nothing in Turkey, nothing in Greece, nothing in the Mediterranean. So that is all cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go take a break, and after the break, we'll come back and take a look and see what we got swarming here in Hawaii. We won't hit them all, but we'll certainly have a look and see what the heck is going on. Here comes some canned lava. For those good people who haven't yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please consider subscribing if you feel we've earned it. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I will be back in, 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Don't go away. And here comes some music. I'll be back. microphone is back on. Welcome or welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. I am extremely tired, and I think what I'm going to do is we will go through the rest of the stream very quickly. So I'm not going to do a heck of a lot here, but we'll take a look. We do see a bunch of quakes here in Hawaii, Pahala area. We see a few here and there, so pretty normal for that area. I'm just looking at 2.4 is the larger one, 1431 today, 28 clicks down. The newest one, of course, 1.8, very small from 1908. And thank you for the welcome backs from Kananaskis country, and from Sue, and let's see, I hear you, super speed will be great. Yeah, I'm too tired to give a super speed to, but we'll just have a quick peek and see. There's some swarming going on just beside Kilauea, kind of interesting. 805 for that 2.1, 2.6 from 1300, and then we've got a 1.9 and a bunch of little ones in here as well. This guy over here, 1.9 again, right in the caldera. We've got a 1.5, 1834 was the time on it, and then a 1.7 from 1700, and this other one here of 1.9 right in the caldera. So we do have some swarming, some interesting stuff going on there, and we did have a quake way over here, which really is got nothing to do with anything, and that's from 1820, 12.5 kilometers down for that 2.0. So I just wanted to have a quick peek there to see what it was like, and I think that gives everyone the general idea for right now. Let's go over to, I'm not going to worry about Canary Islands or anything like that tonight. I am going to really expedite this a little bit, and we'll refresh the SO2 map. And yep, we do see some stuff coming off of the Kamchatka Peninsula, and Karinsky is likely the culprit for this. We still see some from the Shivlish area up here in the top, and likely Klayushevskoy and Bezimiani adding to the soup. But that is blowing to the east today, which is really good. And we don't see too much in Alaska or the northern portions of anywhere in Canada, really. We do see some of these areas here. Those, again, are forest fires. And we still have some here in Saskatchewan, northern Alberta, and, of course, up in northwest territories as well. Sliding a little further south, we'll leave the states out of it. They're pretty normal. And we do see here from Mexico City and Popocatépetl doing its things. And of course, we do still see a lot of remnant SO2 sitting out here. It hasn't rained in that area, so it's still hovering. And looks like we've got Nicaragua putting out a little bit more. And hopefully that'll be okay for those guys. Colombia's pretty normal, same thing with most of these areas until we get down to here, and that is Cotopaxi is doing its thing. So Cotopaxi responsible for that darker area there in Chile. Moving over, we still see this. There's more of this now. So obviously we are getting something here. There has to be a submarine, a volcano somewhere. Looks like Luolatok. Sorry, not Luolatok. I'm a Vanuatu area. From there on down, there's Fiji over here, Tofua over in Tonga, that side. and that is blowing out this way. So something definitely amiss. Pretty normal from a White Isle volcano. Australia looks normal. Vanuatu is pretty normal as well. Papua New Guinea not bad. Luotalak is over here and blowing that way. And then of course Semeru, Merapi, and Jakarta and Krakatau right there. So most of that is I think from Jakarta and that's what we're seeing there. A little bit more of a build-up over here, so our Kerinci and Marapi are one of the two is picking up, or both, and then the other area over here is from our wonderful Cinnabang. Moving over, we do see here, and it'd be Ibu and Dakono continuing off with that. Not quite that big of an output over here from Mayon and Bulusan. Is it Bulusan? Yeah. And then hardly anything from Taal. Most of that is coming from Manila. So that is what we got there. And the other areas there as well. Busy in China. Lots of industrial pollution. Same thing with Taiwan. That storm is right there right now, and that is Mawar, and I don't know if it's calmed down any, but it's sure beating up the Japanese islands here, including where Suwanoshijima is, and that should be either here or here. Moving over a little bit, we do see that area. That of course is from our wonderful Sakurajima, and looking up a little bit more. ASO not as bad as far as SO2 output, and sliding over up to Tokyo. We do see this area here. You notice where it starts, and that is Asama, and Asama is definitely throwing out some SO2. We did the Kamchatka Peninsula, that's pretty normal. China is normal. And looks like India doing their thing. And then, of course, South Africa, the smelting plants for the gold. DR Congo area, and we have Goma 1 and 2 doing their thing. And then, of course, Urta Ale would be here. These other spots are from the oil refineries in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, and Iran. And then going over here, we see a fairly heavy buildup. That is our wonderful Mount Etna, and hopefully Etna will pop for us. And you can see how heavy that SO2 is right now. So something has been built up there. I wonder why that didn't come up. You typed in SO2. It should be SO2. Let's see if that map, the link to the map will come up. Yeah, there it worked. Okay, I don't know why that didn't come up for you, DJ. Anyway, that's our stuff in a nutshell real quick. Let's go over and take a look at our next thing. We're going to have a look at the weather, and I will take it very quickly as well. I'm going to try to get myself a nap right away. Just very, very exhausted today. Again, a lot of ladder climbing and stuff. So, you know, when you're doing that kind of stuff and you haven't done it for a while, it takes a little bit out of you. We're seeing colder temperatures up there in the Alaska and the Yukon, and starting to cool off up in Northwest Territories as well, but we do see that warmer air drifted into Nunavut as well. Quick peek here, Vancouver coming in at about 16, 17 degrees, maybe 18 in some places. Over on the Rock, 18, 19 for our wonderful use capitals need to use a lowercase. It should work either way, Sue. It doesn't really care if it's capital letters or lowercase, but it worked for us that time. Anyway, 15 in Edmonton right now, 10, 11 in Calgary, a little on the cold side. Swift current, he's hogging all the warm air. Kananaskis country's got it all, 22 degrees Celsius. And it looks like Winnipeg is 25 right now. Maybe Judy M has got all that temperature. Some areas up to 28 degrees there around Winnipeg. And moving over, we see portions of northern Ontario, not bad. You get close to Hudson's Bay, though, not so good. Toronto coming in at about 24 right now. London is 23. Detroit 25. Chicago 24. Milwaukee coming in at 20. They are getting some nice temperatures. Montreal 23. Quebec City is 22. And we will go in and take a look at what Halifax is 19 degrees. Cole Harbour coming in at 20, 21. Doesn't surprise me. Very nice temperatures. And we don't have to worry about our Cabot Patch kids. Anyway, looks like a little cold there in Newfoundland still. And looks like up to 14 degrees in some places. It was 32 today. Wow, Sue, that is awesome. I bet you like that for a change. Looks like Avalon Peninsula, not quite that hot, but 10 at the high end and 6 down at the colder side. Let's continue on here, and we'll see what we've got in the U.S. Looks like 1920 in Portland, and San Jose coming in at about 18, 19. San Francisco 14, over on the other side about 16, 17. Yuba City looks hot at 27, 25 in Redding. Just trying to get some of these warmer places. Bakersfield 29. Los Angeles 17. Death Valley, let's see what we got. I see up to 40 degrees there in some spots. But 37, yep, that sounds about right. And we do see that temperature in there quite a bit. Las Vegas coming in at 31. Mexicali coming in at 31. And Phoenix, Arizona coming in at 31. Tucson, 28. Albuquerque, New Mexico, 24 degrees. And let's see, we'll go down here. Corpus Christi, 27, 27 in San Antonio, 27 in Houston, 25 in Austin, and Dallas coming in at 28. Oklahoma City sitting at about 22, 23 degrees. Little Rock, Arkansas at 26, and then New Orleans coming in at about 26 as well. They do have this thing churning. Don't know what it's going to turn into, some kind of storm. Hope it takes it easy. Miami is 26. Orlando coming in at about 24. Jacksonville at 23. Atlanta coming in at 23. Charlotte, North Carolina, 21. Grandma B's house, 21 degrees right now. And then we are seeing Virginia Beach, 17. And Baltimore coming in at 23. Philadelphia, 23. New York, 20. And Boston is 21, 22 degrees. And that is incredible for them. Moving down here, Mexico City, 17, 16 to 19 is what we're seeing. 30 in Acapulco, and 26 in Cancun, Mexico. The Yucatan up to 31 degrees in some places, still looking pretty good. Central America, not bad, and we see up to 28 degrees there in Colombia. The jungle area, 24 to, I see a couple 23s there as well, up to about 27 degrees. Same thing, maybe a slightly warmer in some places there in Venezuela. And we see a Boa Vista coming in at 27, 25, 26 in the Amazon basin. That's not so bad. Pretty normal looking for Bolivia and Paraguay and those areas. Rio coming in at 19 degrees. Sao Paulo is 14. And let's see, Uruguay, we see about 17 there, and down to about 10 or 11 in the cold stuff. So not so bad. And we see where it kind of cuts off and we get cold from there. You see those lows down there making it colder. And yeah, you can probably hear my voice is done. Real quick look here at New Zealand. We see about 15 degrees there in Christchurch, but the other side of the island is very, very bad. Cold down to a -1. Wellington is at 15, and Hastings coming in at 17. Taupo is 14 right now, and the Bay of Plenty is 17. A little bit colder on the other end here, but 17, 18 degrees, not so bad. 16 in Auckland, and 16, 17 out on the peninsula. Very cold there in Tasmania, 12 at Hobart. Hang on, I gotta have a drink of Pepsi, see if that'll help. Okay, I took a big drink. I don't know if it's going to help me any. Melbourne is sitting at 11 or 12. Adelaide a little bit warmer at 17. Sydney 17, 18. And our Oz has a wonderful temperature of 24 degrees there. We do see up to 31 degrees in northern portions of our wonderful Australian continent there. Looks like some of it is warming up. We do have a huge circulation here, though. That's keeping the southwest really cold. And we are seeing about 13, 14 degrees for those guys. And pretty nasty looking circulations here. Look at this high, low, low, high, low. Pretty rough stuff going on there for the Tofu Tonga area. I'm imagining Fiji isn't doing so well either. Looks like Papua New Guinea is pretty warm, and we are seeing warmer temps there on Java and Sumatra, and of course the other islands here as well. Singapore coming in at about 29 degrees, and it says 31, 31 or 32 there. In Bangkok, not bad. Manila coming in at about 29 or 30, depending on where you're checking. And here's that Mawar, just about hitting Japan. Well, it is hitting Japan. 25 in Kagoshima, and the storm is continuing. So that'll get them. Tokyo is 21, Sapporo 19. Kamchatka Peninsula and some places as high as 15, and other places as low as -1. So pretty big range of temperatures. Delhi coming in at 23. Let's take a look down here. Cape Town 14. Real quick look, up to 35 degrees so far there. Yeah, looks like 35 is about the highest we're seeing did I see a 36? No, a 35. 35 for the Sahara Desert. Cairo is sitting at 28, 29. And we have seen a 36 there in southern Saudi Arabia, UAE, all 29 to 31, Oman and Yemen, right around that ballpark too. I'm going to try to skip a few things here. Baghdad coming in at 25. Adana coming in at 17. Let's see, Piggy's house. Piggy is coming in at about 19, 20 degrees, I think, for Piggy for temperature right now. And that is not bad. Thank you, Sue. And 18 there. And of course, Piggy has to go to Rhodes, so she's going over here. So from there to here is a boat ride, 20 degrees there. Redanzo coming in. Did we get hers? There, 20 for her right now for Piggy. That's not bad. Redanzo is sitting at 11 degrees. And I don't know, yeah, maybe depending on where you're pointing there, but somewhere in that vicinity. Looking at Naples, 18, Rome is 15, 16, and Milano coming in at 18 or 19. We do see it's not bad. Lisbon coming in there at 16, Madrid only 14, Aurelio's Place 11. Nantes about 18, Paris 11, Munich coming in at 13, Frankfurt 10, Cologne 10, Yvonne's Place about 9, and Brussels coming in at about 9, and Amsterdam sitting at about 10, Berlin 9 degrees, Hamburg 9 degrees, Copenhagen coming in at 11, Aarhus only 8. Oslo is 4, Stockholm about 7, St. Petersburg is, very cold. Yeah, 1 or 2 degrees there. Moscow is coming in at 11 as well. Looking at England, not the warmest, but 9 degrees there right now in London. Looks like Wales is slightly warmer out on the other side. Leeds 7 degrees. Glasgow 7, Aberdeen, I clicked it, I didn't want to click it, there we go. Aberdeen coming in at 6, Dublin coming in at 12, and probably about 12 or so on the other side there for Doolin, and that is pretty cool. Let's go up to Iceland. Wow, they got warm on the eastern side. And we'll see what we've got at Reykjavik, 8 degrees, and that, a 9, yeah, 8, 9, that is not bad. Let's take a quick look at precipitation, and as you can tell, my voice is done, so I'm not going to talk much about it. We do see this low off the coast, the western coast, some rain in Alaska, rain up north. And looks like that system that we had here yesterday has moved eastward and is getting Saskatchewan wet and going to help put out those forest fires. We do see some isolated storms in Manitoba and western Ontario, also central Ontario around Sudbury and those places north of Sudbury. And nothing down on that panhandle. Looks like Montreal's getting some rain right now. Some rain spots and stormy stuff in the lower portions of our wonderful Quebec and St. Lawrence Seaway. Some rain in New Brunswick. No rain in Nova Scotia. And over here in Newfoundland, we do see a little bit there. A bunch of different storm stuff happening there. And I don't know if this is going to develop into a really big storm, but we are definitely seeing a build around Florida. And they've got a bunch of small ones that will likely converge. And looking at what we see here, Grandma B's place might be raining right now, and we do see some rain showers in the Carolinas, and of course some smaller ones there as well in Georgia and Mississippi and Louisiana, going up here into Oklahoma as well as Kansas. We do see some storms there. Northeastern New Mexico, storm stuff. And of course, Denver or Colorado getting nailed. We are seeing all kinds of storms out here in the western portions, North and South Dakota, as well as in what is it? Montana. That's what I'm looking for. Northern California, eastern portions of Oregon and Nevada, as well as Utah, getting some storms. And yikes, lots of stormy activity in Cuba, as well as Haiti and those places. And here in central Mexico, or sorry, Central America, looks like Nicaragua's getting stormed out. So not a surprise. I'm pretty normal looking for what we see in South Africa. I'm not going to go through all of it. Still Chile and Chile. And here's New Zealand. We can see, oh yeah, they got snow in the mountains. And rain all the way along, thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. Here's the northern portions here, Auckland and those areas. Everybody's getting some rain. The better side is the eastern side, so they are doing a lot better. That circulation, I just wanted to see south of Australia, definitely getting the coastline a little wet in the western side and keeping it cold. We do see some rain there, and we also see some rain down in Tasmania. Not going to look at Fiji's got some rain there. Papua New Guinea's got rain, and of course the Philippines and Indonesia, as well as getting over, well, I guess all over the Indian Ocean is quite bad. Here's that darn Ma War. Ma War is raging war. And look at the thunderstorms and stuff going across Japan. Batten down the hatches of people. That is pretty awesome looking. Not only from this storm, but everything in here. Yikes. They are not doing so well. Hopefully that'll be okay. And Kamchatka Peninsula, a little bit of rain and stuff. Nothing too serious. And my map froze. It froze, I tells you, it froze. My mouse is moving. Let's see. Where was I? Yeah, well, I think we jumped over a bit. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, lots of stuff there. India getting a little bit up in the northern portions, but not that bad. Southern Africa, not bad. Central regions, of course, it is a jungle out there, so to be expected. And looking at what we've got, Piggy is probably getting some rain. And we know that Crete had that massive storm yesterday. Not so much rain there in Sicily. And it looks like Italy is pretty much clear. Around Sardinia is getting some few little isolated spots in Spain and France, and nothing in Germany, Holland, Belgium, Luxembourg, Denmark, all looking pretty good. And we see northern portions of Norway, yep, getting a bunch, and some stuff going across Finland here as well. England, Ireland, Wales, and Scotland are doing really, really good. And yep, a few little spots there in Iceland, nothing crazy. Water bomb planes keep going over my place. Oh, okay. Well, I hope they put out those fires and I'm not sure exactly where the fires are. If we go look here, we do see quite a bit of SO2 coming off of that land area, and I'm wondering where they're fighting that fire, because it looks like you got one on the south, but for you there, since you're in Cole Harbor, and there's Halifax. Where the heck is Cole Harbor? I know it's here somewhere. There, right there is Cole Harbor. I think. So that is Cole Harbor. I'm not sure if that looks like some likely some fires here. Hopefully it'll be okay for you, Sue. Just be ready just in case, though. Okay. Really prefer if you were ready. Anyway, that's our SO2 or our precipitation for today, you guys. Let's just find the cold spot. We know the hot spot so far right now is there in Death Valley. Let's see the cold. I'm seeing a minus 76 already there in Antarctica. And that is not a surprise. Let's see if we can find something colder. Whoa, a minus 90. Is that what I just read? Yeah, I see the minus 82 already right there. Where the heck did you find a minus 90? Minus 70s, 71, 76, 79, 83, 84, 87, 88. Yeah, wow. Minus 88 so far. Minus 90, huh? I see a minus 88 is still plenty cold. There's a minus 88 right there. So you're close. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I feel it going through my bones, right through my little hamster, into my fingertips. But yeah, that is crazy. All right, I'll let you in with a minus 90, and I believe you. That is right in that area, and I'm sure looking at a minus 88, I'm sure that there'd be some colder places right around it, and that would not surprise me. Would not surprise me. Poor hamster, yeah. Oh, and there's a minus 89 right there. So I'm just 1 degree off. Minus 89. And yeah, so it's only a first degree beating. I don't feel so bad. But that is it. Wow, Sue, that's a cold minus 90 degrees Celsius. That's Celsius, not Fahrenheit. And we'll leave that be. Let's get the final run here with lava. And it's a time for me to wrap it up. So we can do this really easily. As far as saying thank you for everyone. Appreciate you all being here today. There were no super chats and no gifting, so that takes care of that real quick. A big thank you to our moderators, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, CND Boy, Gary, 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, as well as Lucas Snow, Joseph Fields, Texas, and Mona Lisa Smiles. A big thank you to Sue Hayes, as always, for providing those wonderful volcano reports and stuff like that. Always comes in handy. Thank you, Sue, kindly for that. Also, thank you, Sharon, for keeping score. And you guys are awesome. And we do appreciate each and every one of you being here. So thanks for being in and sticking around and enjoying the show. Hope everyone is well enough, and we will keep Piggy in our thoughts and hopes, and make sure you send good vibes to her for her upcoming little issues that she's got to face, a possible emergency hip surgery. So hopefully everything will bode well for her. Anyway, on those notes, I am going to get off of here. Be good, be kind, take care of yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, tomorrow's Friday. So TGIF if you're already in Friday. And we'll be getting at it. Thanks, Sue. And good night, everyone. Please, one last thing. Tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, with a very bad throat right now. Good night, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Oink, oink.